Nika, how do you prepare for games mentally? And have you found it harder to do at this time of the year before the postseason, towards the end of the regular season? But how do you make sure that you're mentally sharp for a game?
Um, well, I would say we prepare for every game, regardless of the opponent, the same way, mentally and physically. Um, that obviously involves scouting, um, practices, shoot arounds, communication with the coaches, but it also involves like sometimes a little bit of a mental distraction. I don't know, when we have off days, just like doing stuff outside of basketball, I feel like that really helps a lot when it comes to like mental preparation for that next cycle of traveling games and stuff like that. And yeah, I feel like, as the season goes on, it's definitely a little harder to prepare that way because, there's so much going on, there's so many games. There's like the season's just coming to an end slowly, so like it's a lot more pressure. Like, March is coming, the Big East tournament is coming, so obviously it gets a little tougher, but I don't feel like we ever change anything regardless of who we're preparing for mentally or physically.
Did you sense it was any different Wednesday night at Marquette?
um well, I wouldn't say the preparation necessarily was any different. I feel like the preparation was the same. I would just say, in the game, I feel like we just kind of ran out of fuel. Um, whether that was mentally or physically, maybe it was a little mix of it. But we never underestimated Marquette at any point. We prepared for them as much as we prepared, for example, for South Carolina. So we never underestimated them. We know they're a tough team, a physical team, which they really showed like against us. They played good basketball and they deservingly won. And I feel like that was just a game where kind of all of us didn't have it that day, and we had kind of nobody was there to like pick us up really, like when it comes to players, of course. I feel like everybody was just a little mentally drained that day, and it happens, and hopefully it won't happen again, and we will do everything in our best for that not to happen again.
Thank you.
Roger.
Turnovers have been an issue all season long. Does fatigue add to that? I mean, when you guys are just mentally tired, you're not quite as sharp and thinking as well. I mean, is that a big part of the turnover problem?
I would definitely say yeah, and coach has definitely been emphasizing the mental mistakes that we do, the mistakes that are not necessarily caused by the other team, but that are initially just caused about us not being focused, us not being concentrated, or just not mentally there. So I feel like the turnovers definitely are a big part of a big mental part, and just kind of getting drained in the moment, especially, as we've seen our second quarters haven't been the best throughout the season because we kind of get tired and then mental part kicks in. But, we'll learn from those mistakes. We're going to pay more attention to it. We're aware of it. And I feel like this is going to be a great lesson for us. And we are not looking back. We're looking only forward from now. And good lesson, definitely. But it's gonna get better. I'm definitely sure of it.
Coach mentioned that prior to the South Carolina game, you guys had like a spa day, a getaway day, just a mental health day. How much does that help you kind of regenerate?
Yeah, that was really amazing of them to do that for us. They organized like a little spa day for us. We have a little sauna in the gym. We had meditation, massages. There was like food and drinks and like hot tubs. So it was just like, I don't know. It was good to be in this gym still surrounded with all these amazing people, but not being focused on basketball. So I feel like that was amazing. That helped us so much, and that kind of relieved us from all that constant pressure that we have. And we're very thankful to the coaches and to the staff for doing that. That was a really good move, and we all enjoyed it so much.
Thank you.
Maggie?
Yeah, coach said, on that same term that each player's off day looks a little bit different. When you guys have that day, what would be your ideal off day outside of basketball?
My ideal off day would be sleeping in, first of all. Sleeping in, preferably no class that day. I mean, not preferably, but definitely no class that day. And then just like kind of distracting my mind off of basketball that whole day, like being off the phone, being off the social media, being in presence of other people or by myself, just doing other stuff like outside of being in the gym and playing basketball and focusing on practice all the time. I feel like that would be my ideal off day.
Is that, you've been playing basketball for so long and it is like, such a big part of your life. It's, you're here at UConn doing it. Is it hard to separate yourself from the sport and completely take a day not thinking about it?
No, I wouldn't say it's hard. I feel like the coaches do a great job of, allowing us to have those days and, being in presence of other things that are not basketball and the gym and all that. So I feel like that hasn't been a problem. I feel like we've gotten a lot of off days. I feel like we've gotten a lot of time to be away from each other, from the basketball part. But, it's hard because everybody here loves basketball so much. And even when it's too much of basketball, it's still not enough of basketball, especially because you have so many injured people that are eager to come play already. And they have definitely been that spark, and all of us that have been playing so much where we're like, listen, like they don't have the opportunity to play, and they're like, and we have, so we have to like be 100%. We have to be there for them. We have to do this for them. So we've definitely gotten a lot of away time from basketball, I would say. But at the same time, we all love basketball so much that we just I guess we just want to be in the presence of basketball too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lila?
Hey, Nika, hope you're doing well. Kind of going off that, how's kind of the coaching staff made an effort to help you guys kind of deal with that, mental fatigue throughout the course of the season? And how do you do that kind of in a week like this where you're, traveling back to back between games?
The coaches have done a tremendous job at that, in my opinion. This has been a lot on all of us. We all know what we're dealing with already. Like, we're tired, injuries, a lot of pressure. We've had a lot of people in and out, a lot of lineups changing. Coach has been in, coach has been out. So a lot has been going on, and I feel like we're in the best place that we can be at right now, considering all those circumstances. And the coaches do such a great job of checking on everybody all the time, communicating. We can't practice for that long or for, how we usually would, because we don't have that many bodies. So the coaches are absolutely aware of that, and they have organized practice in a way where like we're not so mentally or physically fatigued before the game. So I feel like after this whole stretch of traveling and like back-to-back games, now we're kind of settling in, Wednesday, Sunday, and it's gonna be a lot easier, to prepare for games and to like kind of, relax after the game and take some time off. But the coaches have done nothing but the best job that they can do, and I'm very thankful for that.
Thank you.
We'll finish up with Vicky.
Hi, Nika. Coach said it on Sunday that after how well you played against South Carolina, that he believed the glass was half full, not empty. You talked about not looking back going forward. You still feel that, right? Like you're still you know, the number 4 team in the country. This was just kind of like a blip this week. You still feel good going forward, right?
Hello. Yes, absolutely. I feel great going forward. I feel like this was a fluke. And don't get me wrong, Marquette is a great team and they proved it. And they played amazing basketball and they deservedly won. But I feel like our game for us, that's not what we are at all. And I mean, you could all see it that just wasn't UConn basketball that day. And it's okay. Like, it's not an excuse that we've been going through a lot. I feel like every team has been going through a lot. So that's definitely not an excuse, but it is something that's reality too. So as I've said, we're not looking back, we're looking only forward from now on. And we're gonna try to fix as many mistakes as we can in the period of time that we have with the bodies that we have. And I'm sure everybody's gonna do their best job and as usually give their best effort. So I have no doubt in this team, even after a loss like this. I feel like we're still where we are, and it's only up from here.